This is Welcome to Bucko's Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you all new videos as posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Oh boy. I know. Here we go. Here we go. Off season kickoff like this. Golly. Surprise. Surprise, MF. Surprise, mother sucker. Surprise, mother sucker. Hard eyes, mother sucker. Frog eyes, mother sucker. Oh man, already. Jeez Louise. Good Lord. We ain't even get to the first day of the off season yet. And this what we gotta deal with? We can't have nothing over here. We just started to kind of turn the corner a little bit. Some growth, and here we go. Already plucking. Oh my goodness. Also, I want to shout out to Raheem Morris. He will be named the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, I believe. Raheem Morris, too, former Bucs head coach. It's been a good day to be a part of the Bucs organization, right? You know, it's been a good day. Raheem Morris got the job at Atlanta Falcons. So guess what? 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 Take up. Surprise, mother suckers. Hard eyes, mother suckers. Large fried, mother suckers. Frog eyes, mother suckers. I mean, goodness gracious. So now we got to deal with Raheem Morris and Canales. And the NFC South want to be like the Bucs, huh? That's what it is. That's what we doing. The NFC South want to be like the Bucs, huh? Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. What a surprise, man. Y'all see the hashtag. Y'all see the hashtag. I mean, goodness gracious. I would say this though. Atlanta, they upgraded. They needed that type of coach. This is Raheem Morris' second chance. And I know people are like, why are you talking about Raheem Morris? He's not talking about David Canales. Because Raheem Morris, it was his time. It was his time to get another job. And I couldn't leave him out because, you know, I support Raheem Morris and get another job. So now let's get down to the let's get down to the business though. Let's get down to the business. All right? Let's get down to the business. I got an hour and some change to burn before my class starts. I usually be studying right now. But I had to drop this video. I stopped what I was supposed to be doing, working and studying and researching, to drop this video. So I'm taking my time out and my working schedule to do this for you guys. So guess what? I'm not going to open the locker room up until I understand what's going on in the chat room. You got to support the channel because the locker room ain't going. The locker room is closed. But it can open up. It depends on y'all. It depends on the threshold. Y'all know the threshold, right? You know the threshold. If you don't know the threshold, go back and watch the other videos. Because get what? We ain't got all day and we ain't got all night to talk about this. We're going to talk about it and we're going to move on. Well, not like that, but you get what I'm saying. Who saw this coming? Let's be real. Bucket with your girl, $2 super chat. Can I join? I have an interesting thought. Baby girl. Locker room conversation today will probably take way too long, but it can open. But I got to have some thresholds here. I got to get like 100 views, 100 people viewing this live stream and support the channel. You supported the channel. So if it does open, you come on in. But we got to get at least 100. We need 100 viewers right now. We need 100 viewers. Then I will open. That's checking the box. You got to check the box. You got to support the channel like you did Bucket with your girl. And we got to get 100 views. Live viewers right now. Then the locker room open. That's the checkpoints. So y'all got time to we got time to get to 100. 100 viewers. All right. I need 100 at least. All right. 100 viewers. That would be nice. Because this is a nice conversation. Matter of fact, copy the link and put it in the Facebook groups. Put it on Twitter. Share this to everyone that's part of the Bucs fam. Whether they like me or not, whether they like the Bucs or not, share this video. Because I'm sure a lot of people want to talk about this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share the link right now. All right? I'm going to share this link into the Facebook groups and Twitter. I need y'all to do the same. Can y'all do that for me? All you gotta do is copy the YouTube and put it in the Facebook groups. Like post it 100 times. All right, that's what we gonna do. Can y'all do that for me? Can y'all do that for me? I highly appreciate that. So we got to get this channel cracking. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get this cracking. I'm gonna do my part, and I'm pretty sure a lot of folks want to talk about this. All right. And we gonna get there. All right. So let me share this a StreamYard link in the Facebook group. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Be back on up. Copy link. Let me get over here to Facebook and I'm gonna drop that link on over there. The NFC South, constant changes, huh? Constant changes, man. What does this mean for the Bucs? That's the question. What does this mean? We have 51 people right now. We got 49 people to go. 49. Mopar Buck, $100 super chat. Let's have the conversation. Shout out to Mopar Buck. Okay, we checked the box now. We got the first box checked. Now we need box number 2. The locker room can't open today, folks, but I need 100. I need 100 viewers. We're going to get there, right? Don't need to play Buckos like a. What we got? Okay, come on now, folks. It's not my fault. What a surprise, man. We're gonna get this conversation going. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Let me get this right. Pirates and Sea Bandits. I know everybody probably like, man, what is going on here? What's going on? We're gonna get it cracking. I gotta get this organized real quick. It's caught me off guard today. I saw it earlier. I saw it earlier today, and I was like, well, I was gonna wait for another day. I was gonna wait. Oh, we got Ravens in the building. Big Trust in the building. I know Big Trust got something to say about this. I know you got something to say about it. So how do y'all feel about this move, man? I know some people was like lukewarm. I know some people was lukewarm of the move, and they were kind of like, you know, some people wasn't big fans of Canales. Some people never accepted him as a OC. His journey was an interesting one. He spent prior to coming to the Bucs, he spent his whole career in Seattle under Pete Carroll regime. From 2010 to 2017, he was like wide receiver coach, position coach, something like that. And then he became the quarterbacks coach. I mean, the receivers coach for a while, and then he became like this quarterback coach as well. And before he got to the Bucs, so his he's an offensive background, offensive driven coach. He's coached under, or he had jobs under a few OCs, so he's had exposure to a couple of systems. Brian Schottenheimer, Darrell Bevell, Shane Waldron. And then let me make this clear, because I seen RG3 made a post today on Twitter talking about Dave Canales drew up plays for Geno Smith's strengths. Boy, he was so wrong on that. And I had corrected him. I mean, of course, he's not gonna respond back, but he literally, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was something in terms of Dave Canales drew up plays for Geno Smith to play on his strengths. And I saw the tweet, and I was like, what? He didn't draw up no plays for Geno Smith. I don't understand why people keep pushing this narrative. I want to set this straight. Congratulations to Dave Canales, but I want to set this straight to Bucs fans and I guess folks around the NFL that don't get this part. Dave Canales did not call plays in Seattle. He was the quarterback coach. He was a receiver coach for a long time. They had 3 OCs. They never picked Canales to call plays in Seattle. Never. Every time they had the position open, they chose somebody else. He was with the organization for all that time. Over 10 years. And they never chose him as the OC. 3 different occasions. 3 different occasions he got passed up in Seattle to be the head coach, to be the OC. Darrell Bevell, Brian Schottenheimer, and Shane Waldron. Shane Waldron is the responsible OC, former OC of the Seattle Seahawks, the new OC of the Chicago Bears. He drew up the plays for Geno Smith to look good, to have his career season 2 years ago. Not Dave Canales. Dave Canales worked with Geno Smith as a quarterback coach, but he was not calling plays. So please, folks, get that out your thick heads, making it seem like the reason why Geno Smith had a career year 2 years ago was because of Dave Canales. No, it was not. It was Shane Waldron calling the plays, making Geno Smith look good. That allowed him to get his contract of 3 years, $75 million. You feel me? Dave Canales was there all this time. So he soaked up 3 different types of offenses. Because if he was really like that, and remember, I'm giving y'all football talk. I want to make this clear. Congratulations to Dave Canales, but I want to make this clear. This narrative been running around the Bucs community and some of these platforms outside of the Bucs, making it seem like Geno Smith and no, he was a helping hand for Geno Smith. And keep in mind, folks, Geno Smith was, by the time Dave Canales got a chance to be a quarterback coach, Geno Smith was been in the league for damn near 10 years. 10 damn years already. So how much can Canales teach Geno Smith? And when it comes to Baker Mayfield, yes, he had direct responsibility for Baker Mayfield's resurgence of his career year for 4,044 yards in a quarterback down year, 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions? His career year. His best season, his first season over 4,000 yards. With the worst running game in the NFL, bottom 3 running game in the NFL, 4,044 yards, and people jumped up and down for that. The reason why I'm putting this out here, folks, I'm gonna give y'all the bigger picture at the end. Now let's get down to the weeds of the Dave Canales. Now he leaves the Bucs organization, which is surprising to a lot of people. I'm gonna speak on it because people don't pay attention. They just run with the media narrative. I don't do that over here. I don't run with media narratives to paint the picture so it can fit what they talk about. It's hard to come over here and talk on this channel. You can't come over here talking that narrative talk. It ain't gonna work over here. I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna fact check you every time. Anyway, so let's get to the nitty-gritty when it comes to the Dave Canales situation in the Bucs organization. Now, when the season was over with, nobody saw this coming. Okay, he got interviewed the first time. I was like, okay. I mean, I guess they like what he did with Baker Mayfield as the OC. Not what he did as a quarterback coach. What he did as an OC is why he got the first interview with the Panthers. You mean to tell me they brought him in to interview him and say, man, as a quarterback coach, you did great work with Geno Smith. Not a rookie quarterback. Geno Smith, a veteran that's been bouncing around the league for years. No, they called him to interview him for a couple of reasons. One is they saw what he did with Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield was not no young quarterback, no rookie. Baker Mayfield had some season on him. So how much did he teach Baker Mayfield? Now, as far as playing quarterback, now calling plays, this was his first year. It was at best a lukewarm year. It was a lukewarm year. As a first-year play caller, we saw the struggles firsthand every Sunday as a Bucs fan. I saw the struggle from two different perspectives. I saw the struggle from an NFL fan and a Bucs fan. The first half of the season. I told y'all, I said around about week 8, 9, 10-ish, you get an idea what type of offense that you're going to be looking at. And when you look back at Dave Canales' version of the Darrell Bevel, Brian Schottenheimer, and Shane Waldron's offense, a little bit of the West Coast flavor, mixed with a little bit of outside, inside power zone reads, which didn't do so well because, for one, the O-line didn't help. And one of the reasons why we didn't see Dave Canales' offense really look good, one of the main reasons is because of the O-line. Despite having a top 5 all-pro left tackle, the offense never reached its peak. Now, we saw it sporadically in a couple games here and there, like our best games. Green Bay, Jacksonville, the Texans, the beat-up Eagles. Yes, the Eagles was beat up. They were washed, and we took advantage of that. And I'm not tripping on that. I'm not mad at that. It is what it is. It's not our fault. So, yes, the Bucs offense did look good in occasions in certain games, but then there's other games that was a head scratchers. Couldn't run the ball, wasn't good in the red zone. But the Carolina Kitty Cats, Dave Tepper, the owner, they fired everybody. Scott Frieder, they fired Frank Wright in the middle during the season. They Chris Tabor, the special teams coach, took over as an interim head coach. And when the season was over with, they threw a casting net out and they said, let's cast this wide range here. They looked at everybody from veteran coaches, former head coaches, to veteran play callers, defensive coordinators. And then they picked Dave Canales. They said, let's interview this guy. And I thought to myself, I said, well, okay, First interview, all right, they trying to see they trying to tap into his head. Then when you dig a little deeper, we got 62 people. We need 38 more people. We get to 100. And then we can open up locker room. They interview Dave Canales. And then when you dig a little deeper, and what franchises always should do, and the Chargers did not do this, they hired Jim Harbaugh, but no GM. I always say, hire the GM and let the GM pick the guy that he can sit next to on draft day and make decisions. Some coaches like a lot of power, a la Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel. These guys, if you hire them as head coaches, they're going to want a lot of power. Those type of coaches, alpha coaches, strong-minded coaches, they want power. They want to be the football operations. They want to be the director of player personnel and the head coach and the GM. And anybody that has that title, it really don't matter. And you'll see this in LA for the Los Angeles Chargers. Even though they're going to hire somebody with the GM label, we all know Jim Harbaugh running the show. Player personnel director, football operations. Okay, you got the title, but you're not running the show. So, with the Carolina Panthers, they hired Dan Morgan, former NFL football player, former University of Miami linebacker, former Panthers player, and he been with the organization for quite some time. Now, mind you, Dan Morgan cut his front office teeth in Seattle. Let me repeat that. The Panthers GM cut his teeth when it comes to front office work with the Seattle Seahawks under Pete Carroll for 7 years. As a matter of fact, he got there when Dave Canales got there in 2010. From 2010 to 2017, Dan Morgan, Dave Canales coming up in the organization with low-end jobs. Dave Canales as a position coach, Dan Morgan as an area scout, or whatever the case may be, pushing papers, running papers, getting printouts from the printer, getting coffee, taking notes, paid his dues, just like Dave Canales. They both came up at the same time, and they developed a really good relationship. Okay? They was there early in the morning, talking with each other, hanging out with each other. Him, his family, Dan's family, Dave's family, friends. They became real cool. This is why they always say, in general, you don't burn bridges with good people. When you meet somebody good, you stay friends with them because you never know what could happen. If you just be a genuine person to that someone and stay cool with them, you ain't got to talk every day. Just remain cool. Reach out to them, talk to them, and if y'all can hang out and have a great time. Because you never know. You or that person might get into a position to bring the other up with you. Okay? So in this particular case, for 7 years, Dave Canales and Dan Morgan got real close and stayed in contact. Pretty clear they stayed in contact. Stayed in contact, kept cool with each other. Okay? Canales or Dan Morgan moved on. He went to the Carolina organization, sat under there for a little bit. Dave Canales stayed with the Seattle for a couple more years. See, Dan left in 2017 and went to the Carolina organization. Cut his teeth there as well as a front office exec or a part of the front office. And Carolina had these changes going on with Matt Rule and Frank Wright and all this stuff going on. And Dan Morgan stayed there. Panthers hired Dan Morgan. They said, Dave Tepper, Dan Morgan, and I guess whoever had the decision in that, they said, Dan, what you think? Reach out. Let's interview multiple candidates for the position. And one name popped up. And when his name popped up, when you go back and look at it, Make you scratch your head, don't you? It make you scratch your head and be like, oh, okay, they have a connection there. Okay, the first interview, but there were candidates that had more experience. They had more experience, more accomplishment, more accomplished. But out of all the candidates, when you look back at this, out of all the candidates, who had the best relationship with Dan Morgan? This had to be a Dan Morgan decision because Dave Tepper, he's a hands-on, a handsy owner. We had 65 viewers right now. We almost at 100. We get to 100, we open the locker room up. Dave Tepper usually gets in the way. He's been in the way quite some time. But when you saw Dave Canales' name on there and you saw the connection with Dan Morgan, it made you raise your radars. And then he got the second interview. It's like, oh, this is for real. So when you get a second interview, they're really interested. You want to know why he got the second interview? Dan Morgan. Dan Morgan vouched for Dave Canales' character, his morals, his values, his ethics, his family, what he stands for as a man. And with Carolina, they needed something clean with no negative background, no washed out, retread coordinator, former head coach type guy. They needed a clean slate. They needed somebody that could talk a good game, as Sal say, selling snake oil. Now I'm not saying that, but I'm just as in Sal voice. He's selling snake oil, man. Or my Iowa accent. Well, I don't know how to say that, but they needed somebody that could talk a game and have a clean background and no negativity from his past as a coordinator or as a former head coach. So I understand why Dan Morgan went to bat for Dave Canales. I totally understand that. And obviously, whatever Dan Morgan said to Dave Tepper was like, man, do what you do. He got out the way. He got out the way. He got out the way and let Dan Morgan get his guy. That's Dan Morgan's guy. They're joint hip to hip, just like the good old days from 2010 to 2017. They're back together again, and they're not going to fire Dave Canales after the first season. They're not going to do that. So Dave Canales, at a minimum, is going to get 2 years. He's going to get 2 years. They're not going to hire Dave Canales, and if the Carolina Panthers have another bad season, they're going to get rid of him. You know how bad of a look that would be if they hire Dave Canales, a young guy under 40, because that's the thing now. A lot of organizations with openings, they kind of want and I'm not going to go in details of the look of the head coach, but in general, they want that 33 to 34 to about 45-year-old head coach. I'm not going to go into the physical details and the extra stuff. I can easily do that, but they have a type of look. Even the GM level, it's a type of look that owners want to represent the organization, to be in front of the camera. Do I need to go in details? No. If you're smart enough, you get it. But there's a look, clean cut, under 45. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay? And you're probably wondering, like, how did he get the job? It's pretty clear on how he got the job. It wasn't because of his work as a quarterback coach, all caps, with Geno Smith. It wasn't solely because of what he did with Baker Mayfield, called him plays his first year, because that was a lot of up and down. It played a part, but that wasn't the biggest reason. In my opinion, on Buckles Locker, my opinion, from a professional outlook, a subjective professional outlook, it was because of the relationship that he developed with Dan Morgan. Okay? It was because of the professional relationship that Dan Morgan and Dave Canales developed over those 7 years. And even after those 7 years, they stayed in contact. And I'm pretty sure and I'm gonna say pretty sure, but I got an idea how the conversations went once Dan Morgan and Dave Canales split up. Dan Morgan went to Carolina. Dave Canales stayed at Seattle, and then he got hired for the Bucs. They kept in contact with each other. Probably hung out a few times in the summertime. Their families know each other. That is the biggest reason why he got the job as the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, aka the Kitty Cats, in my opinion. But it's objective and subjective at the same time. Let's keep it real. Relationships matter, folks. That's the point I'm making as I dive in a little bit more and deeper in this. Relationships matter. Okay? This is a prime example of you don't burn your bridges with good people. Because Dan Morgan believes Dave Canales is a good person. He will be great for the Carolina Panthers organization. That's the vision. Dan Morgan, Dave Canales, two young guys at vital positions for organization. That's the look they want. They want that look for the Carolina Panthers organization. Because remember, if you look at Carolina Panthers history, last couple of years, Steve Wilkes, Matt Rule, Steve Wilkes, Frank Wright, Chris Tabor, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been great. Now, Dave Canales, is he ready to be a head coach? Of course not. But guess what? He got the job. That's what matters. So congratulations to Dave Canales. I was about to say Dave Campbell. Dan Campbell. Dave Canales and getting that job. Now he got to put together a staff. He's under 40 years old. Now he got to put together a staff. What type of relationships does he have in the NFL? In the NFL, because he's only been a receivers coach with Seattle, a quarterback coach with Seattle, and one season of an OC at Tampa. So his web of trust can't be that deep. Can he lead men? Can he be a leader of men? Does he give off that type of energy? To lead something, you got to have some type of alpha in you. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people don't know how to give directions, give vision, understanding, how to place people and how to correct people, how to guide people. A lot of people don't have that type of energy. I don't know if Dave Canales got the energy because we haven't really seen it. 1 year as an OC. 1 year of kind of leading the group. So they're going off of expectations and optimism, right? Optimistic. They're thinking that Dave Canales will grow from 1 year as an OC and he will make the jump like D'Amico Ryans. Okay? Hold on one second. That's what they expected. They're looking at the bigger picture when it comes to Dave Canales. Okay, what's up, Hank? I see you. Come sit to the front. Come to the front, Hank. You can't sit in the back. But that's what happened. The Panthers are looking at it they're looking at the bigger picture. They're looking at Dave Canales' ceiling. They believe, Dan Morgan and the people that made the decisions, they believe Dave Canales, from what they saw and what Dan Morgan told them, he has a higher ceiling. They're expecting some type of D'Amico Ryans type turnaround with a young quarterback. Now, the percentages of that's working or it hits, it's a hit or miss. It can work. I mean, he can hit it off the first year. But there's very few examples of coaches over the years that come in with that type of background, with that little of a background, and make a huge jump in the first year. See, with D'Amico Ryans, he was a DC for a couple of years. He been around for a minute, and he was a leader as a player, as a linebacker from going back to college. Remember, this stuff don't just happen. This stuff is created dating way back. It goes back to your history. This is why when you look at Dave Canales, you don't have the D'Amico Ryans history of being that type of dude. 1 year as an OC leading the group, lukewarm offense. I don't know. I wish him the best though. I'm not gonna hate on him, but I'm just giving y'all the reality of the situation. I'm painting this picture so y'all can see the bigger picture. Now, Canales got to get a staff. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's 1 or 2 guys that's on the staff that Dave, they kind of came with Dave. You feel me? He's going to take somebody with him. That's how it usually goes when somebody get hired off from a team and they go to another team as a head coach. They usually take a couple guys with them, like a receivers coach. They'll take the receivers coach or running back coach, or running back coach, receiver coach, O-line coach, whatever the case may be. And they say, "Hey, you come with me, and I'm gonna promote you to the OC or passing game coordinator." Now, in the Bucs situation, that entire staff, Dave Canales has no connection to them. Skip Pete, Thaddeus Lewis, nope. Larry Foote, Joe Gilbert, nope. Remember, Skip Pete and Dave Canales came from different organizations, and the rest of the folks that were with the Bucs, they've been with the Bucs. They've been with they Todd Bowles, who's also Bruce Arians' people. Keith Armstrong, that's Bruce Arians. Joe Gilbert, Harold Godwin, Todd Bowles, all those are Bruce Arians' people from Arizona. Skip Pete came from the Cowboys. Thaddeus Lewis, Byron, all of them are Bruce Arians' people. So I don't know who he's taking with him. Who's taking Bucs coaching staff around the NFL? Who is jumping up and saying, "I want Joe Gilbert. I want Larry Foote. I want Harold Godwin. I want Keith Armstrong"? What? Keith Armstrong would never be a head coach. Harold Godwin will never be a head coach. Joe Gilbert would never be a head coach. I don't know about Skip Pete. I probably not. But nobody's jumping up and down and saying, "I want that guy." So this might be a clean break from Dave Canales. I don't think he's going to take a lot of people with him from Tampa. I can look up the coaching staff as far as like some other people like in the organization, but a lot of those people in the organization was already there on the staff. Can you name anybody on the staff who has direct connection to Dave Canales' history? Don't worry, I'll wait. Don't worry. Name me somebody on the current staff that can say Dave Canales is taking him. He probably breaking loose. And I told y'all this when they hired Dave Canales. He don't really deal with anybody. Like, he had to work with these people. Brad Isaac, Brad Isaac, his father was with Seattle. If I'm John Isaac, right? His father, John Isaac, a longtime NFL front office exec, I believe, right? And Brad Isaac is, what is he, the receiver coach? I think he was a receiver. Let me type this in real quick. I think he was a receiver coach. Yeah. So yeah, he's probably gonna take Brad Isaac with him. Yep, receiver. I was right. He was a receiver coach. So I'm expecting Brad Isaac to get up out of there. Yeah, he's taking. Oh yeah, Brad Isaac spent 4 years of the Seattle Seahawks coaching staff, serving as an assistant wide receiver coach, a quality control assistant quarterback coach. So guess what, folks? He's taking Brad Isaac with him to Carolina to probably be to get the title of OC, even though I believe Dave Canales is going to be calling plays. And he's probably going to hire a veteran defensive coordinator with some head coaching background. So yeah, Brad Isaac is getting up out of there. John Isaac was a pro personnel assistant. He was a part of the front office. 11 years with the Bucs. His dad spent 11 years with the Bucs. John is Isaac. Isaac. I'm sorry. So guess what? He's taking Brad Isaac with him. Anything outside of that, him and Brad work together. Matter of fact, Brad was the assistant receiver coach. He's going the same route as Dave Canales. So guess what? He's going to get the title most likely as a OC or passing game coordinator. So outside of that, who is he taking with him? Nobody else. Everybody else is Todd Bowles' guy. And now that we dive a little bit deeper, the effect for the Bucs, to be honest with you folks, a lot of people are going to underestimate this. You can see the Bucs was trying to turn the corner, but this will affect the Bucs directly across the board, offensively and defensively. Hear me out. Let me break this down for y'all. You saw the turn that started to happen towards the end of the season. Yes, you can put some stars behind some games, but guess what? Offensively, this is big. What up, King Cook? We got 67 people in the chat. We almost to 100. We almost to 100, folks. Share the video. Like the video. Share the video. I told y'all, if we get to 100 views, 100 viewers, I will open the locker room. We got one box check. Can we get the second box check before I start class in 30 minutes? That is 33 minutes. You got 30. You got about 30. You probably got about 20 minutes, but it's not me, folks. You got to get it to 100. That is the threshold. I got to start putting these thresholds out here, man. Certain days, got to be a threshold. Some days it'll be open, just we'll just get in and just talk. But today, being that I got class at 5:30, I can't open the locker room because it's going to be a long conversation, and I don't have time for a long conversation. I got to have complete control of the locker room today. I got to get off when I want to get off. Okay? Don't take it personal. You'll be all right. The locker room will be open another day, but just today, you know how this works. So, this will affect the Bucs offensively. Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield. What do we do with those two? The offensive philosophy. I mean, do we have the reboot now? Do we got to start over? Who do we get to replace Dave Canales? Just when things started to kind of make sense, the Bucs get hit with this. I told y'all, folks, transitional year, right? You can't even get mad at Dave Canales, though. I'll take the job too. If I was offered a head coaching job, it's only 32. I'm taking it too. But who should the Bucs hire to replace Dave Canales? Now, the effect for Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles is tremendous. And even though we went to the playoffs, we won the division, 9-8, tied with the Saints. We backed into the playoffs, right? Going into the 2024 season, I think Todd Bowles' seat is still lukewarm. His seat is still lukewarm. Todd Bowles is not in the clear because now he got to go out there and find an OC that fits what he wants to do. Okay? So this is Todd Bowles can't relax. He got to get on the phone. He got to make his phone calls. And I wouldn't be surprised he hired somebody with a direct connection to Todd Bowles. Now, he did the Dave Canales connection. That was awkward. That was weird. That was out the blue. And like I said, and I think a lot of us understood this part, I don't believe Dave Canales was the first choice. The second choice, the third choice, the fourth choice, or the fifth choice for the Bucs. I think Dave Canales last year was the only one, in my opinion, willing to take the job with the Tampa Bay Bucs as the OC, to take the job as the Bucs OC. Because you know how many names that got mentioned? You know how many people they interviewed? A lot of us, matter of fact, I think 99.99% of us had no idea who the hell Dave Canales was. Let's be real, folks. Let's keep it 100 now. Don't get me started. I'll pull this video right now. I will share the video. I would present this video of the Dave Canales hire. Wasn't nobody checking for Dave Canales before he got hired. None of the Bucs fans. There were several names that we were talking about. And then when Dave Canales got hired, everybody was like, what? What? Wait a minute, Dave Canales. Just as everybody's surprised that he got the head coaching job with the Carolina Panthers, a lot of us was like, how did he get that job? After better candidates were available. But I told you why he got the job. The relationship with Dan Morgan. There were better candidates out there for the Carolina Kitty Cats. And they chose Dave Canales because you want the GM and head coach to be on the same page. You can't have two guys butting heads on who they should draft. Well, is Dave Canales going to make Bryce Young look better? Is the Carolina Kitty Cat fan base going to be like, well, look what he did to Baker Mayfield? Lukewarm. I'm expecting a rough season for the Panthers again. I'm just saying. Now, let's get back to the Bucs. Baker Mayfield. I know Raheem got a job. I know. I talked about that earlier. Keenan, you're late, man. You're late, Keenan. You must have came. Did you come in this locker room late? Did you put your finger up? Did you open the door and just walk in and sit down in the back? If you would have came here 30 minutes ago, you would have heard me talking about Raheem Morris getting the job for the Atlanta Falcons. You're late, Keenan. That means I need you to come sit in the front. I need you to come get up from the back row because you walked in late and you sat in the back row. I need you to get up and come to the front. Give me the foot emotes. Give me the foot emotes, okay? Give me the foot emotes. Come to sit in the front, okay? I had to call you out, Keenan. And matter of fact, as you walk to the front, make sure your finger up with the feet emoji, okay? Anyway, so the effect on Baker Mayfield and the Bucs offense is tremendous. Is tremendous. Matter of fact, let me ask y'all this question: do y'all believe Dave Canales was the number one option for the Panthers? Do y'all believe that that's who they really wanted? Because I gave y'all from a relationship standpoint, but from there was a lot of candidates. Do y'all believe Dave Canales was the number one prior to him getting hired? Who do they really want? Go ask the Carolina Kitty Cats, their fan base. They weren't thinking about Dave Canales. Go look at their reaction right now. They all over the place. They don't know what to do. Now, back to Baker Mayfield. The effect for Baker Mayfield is huge. Let's keep it real. Oh, Carolina. Okay, we got a Carolina fan. Spencer Joyce, Panthers fan here. Ben Johnson was number one, but I like Canales a lot. What do you like about Canales? What do you know about him? Was you even thinking about him before? Was you looking at the Bucs offense like, man, we need him as the head coach? Come on now, Spencer. Be real. Be real now. Were you looking at Dave Canales as the season was going on and saying, man, he can be our head coach? When Chris Tabor, when the special team coach got the interim head coach job, were you looking at Dave Canales like, we need him? If we can't get Ben Johnson, we need Dave Canales in Carolina. I mean, let's be real, Spencer. And I don't remember any of y'all Carolina fans. I don't remember any of y'all Carolina fans talking about Dave Canales. I got to keep it real with you now. Got to keep it real now. Keep it real, Spencer. Nah, I can't let you lie. I can't let you slide like that now. Nobody over there was talking about him. Y'all talking about Jim Harbaugh and Ben Johnson and others. I'm just saying. I ain't hear nothing over there talking about Dave Canales. I ain't hear nothing over there. Now I don't watch a lot of other channels, but just kind of reading the room, even during the game, But Baker Mayfield, man, how does this affect Baker Mayfield? What happens to Baker Mayfield? Another OC? And I know a lot of people's like, man, Baker Mayfield can't get no consistent OC. Another OC. Gotta learn. Gotta learn another offense. That's crazy. And that sucks for Baker too, man. Right when he was, I guess you could say, turning the corner. Oh, Spencer Joyce Jr. again. You're right, bro. Nobody really was talking about him. You heard it from a Carolina Panthers fan. They weren't checking for Dave Canales. The fan base wasn't. And this young man, shout out to Spencer. This young man is a Carolina Panthers fan. So he understands what the conversation is going on in the Panthers fan base. He understands. So, well, anybody sit up here trying to negate what he's saying, show me the proof, because he's an actual fan. They was not checking for Dave Canales as a fan base. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with Spencer. Shout out to Spencer. It sucks for Baker Mayfield. He's looking for a contract, stability, and the guy that made him look good is gone. This is big, folks. The Bucs situation has gotten even more interesting. Because because think about it, you get a coordinator, that coordinator is going to have to accept Baker Mayfield to take the job. This makes things more interesting. Look at the effect. Everybody's talking about Baker Mayfield's going to get a contract. He's going to get this major. Some of these outlets talking about he's going to get a $40 million contract, big contract. I'm just saying, if I was the Bucs, I would hold serve on that. I will let him test the market. Because think about it. You can't pay a quarterback a ton of money with a brand new OC. You can't do that. That is bad business practice. I'm just saying. Oh, we got a Dolphins fan in the building. Fins over everything. If y'all come off of Baker, this is the year with all the talent coming in at quarterback. Exactly. The quarterbacks that's coming out with this happening for the Bucs, that door reopens bigger. That door gets wider. The Bucs would need to consider, depending on what he wants, need to consider drafting a quarterback in the first round. Maybe trading up and going to get Jalen Daniels or Michael Penix. They need to consider that. Not saying they need to do it. They need to consider that. Because how in the hell you're going to give Baker Mayfield a ton of money with a brand new OC? You don't know what you're getting into. You don't know what you're getting with Baker Mayfield and a brand new OC. Jason Light and his minions really need to think hard and long about this for cutting Baker Mayfield this quote-unquote big check that he's supposed to get with the Bucs. I'm just saying. I would, as a Bucs fan, as a football fan, as a Bucs fan, I I hope the Bucs open that door. I hope the Bucs open that door. And as they should explore all options at quarterback. The Bucs should explore all options at quarterback. And they should not lock themselves in with Baker Mayfield. They should not 100% say it's Baker Mayfield's job. They got to look at everything. They got to exhaust all avenues. Because you don't pay a quarterback a ton of money that has not displayed consistency and you pair him with a brand new OC, you are setting yourself up for failure as an organization. Like I said, that is bad business practice if the Bucs were to cut Baker Mayfield a 3-year, $75, $80 million, $85 million contract with the first 2 years guaranteed, or year by year with 60 million guaranteed, 30 million first year, second year cap hit goes up, the cap hit down the first year, you give him the salary bonus, signing bonus, the salary signing bonus, you give him the guarantee money, the sign on bonus, and the rest of it is incentive based. I'm just saying, you can't, it doesn't make any sense now. Not saying that they shouldn't give him the contract, but they should hold off, like literally. And it's sad that it's happened to Baker Mayfield because, hey, he's a part of the organization. Actually, he's not. It was a 1-year deal, but he was a part of the organization. He looked like he turned the corner to a degree, and this happened. And you don't give a quarterback a big contract off of a year like this with this OC moving on. You just can't do that. You can't do it, man. And that, for you Baker Mayfield fans, hey, I understand y'all frustration. You guys, you want to see him get paid. But in the business sense, you can't do it. Not saying that you shouldn't do it. You got to really think about it. Not saying that they shouldn't sign to extension. That's whole job. What I thought about the extension. It should be a year to year. It should be a 3-year, a year to year type of contract. That way you can get out of that contract at any year. But with this monkey wrench, the Bucs got to explore all options. Yeah, you want to get Baker Mayfield a contract? Sure. But it needs to be a year to year. Because mind you, you can't just throw it out there to him because you ain't got no OC. So you're gonna pair Baker Mayfield with another guy in his ear with another philosophy, because OC's got different philosophies. OCs are like head coaches. They got their own philosophy. DCs, OCs. And you mean to tell me you're gonna throw Baker Mayfield a ton of money, with a whole new OC? Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense to y'all? As if you was the GM, capologist, GM, would you sign a quarterback that played for you 1 year? The OC moved on, that he looked good under, and would you still give him a big contract? Now, if he was an elite quarterback, that's different. The problem is Baker Mayfield not elite, so you just can't give him a contract like that. You can't. It's probably might need to be, like I said, another year-to-year contract. Because now you got because you got to make sure he looks good again. This is a messed up situation for the Bucs. And offensively, Mike Evans. Look at Mike Evans. Look at that. Look at the effect on that situation. You think is the Bucs gonna cut the check for 20, 23, 24, $25 million for a receiver that's gonna be 30 years old for the next 3 years? Look at the Chris Godwin situation. He getting a ton of money. Look at Shaq. The effect of Dave Canales is huge. People don't realize. People are not gonna understand this until it actually plays out. It's not like Dave Canales got a football tree that you can bring somebody under his tree and say, well, we're going to keep the same offense because we can just get somebody that worked with Dave Canales all this time. So I asked the question again, who should the Bucs hire as the OC? Because a lot of names that I've seen, that's not the same offensive scheme that Dave Canales run, that Baker Mayfield look good in. So that means the OC you hire got to want to coach Baker. Got to fit the scheme around him. And most OCs that I've seen named, they don't run the offense like Dave Canales. So this is looking like, in my opinion, another one-year deal. Unless the Bucs draft a quarterback. And I don't think this is the draft you want to pass on. If you're going to draft a quarterback, you probably want to get one in this draft. And if you need to trade up, do what you got to do. Shock the world. Go get a Drake May. I don't know if you can get Drake May or Caleb Williams, but even Jalen. Go get a Jalen Daniels or Michael Penix if you need to do that. Because what you don't want to get caught, you don't want to get caught with your hands tied behind your back at the quarterback situation moving forward. Because don't you got the feeling, probably, as a Bucs fan, you definitely don't want to see this happen. This year becomes crazy and, 2 or 3 quarterbacks in this draft turn to be pretty good and we pass up on them. Or we don't make a move to go get them. You don't want to be that type of organization that you got to extremely overpay for a veteran quarterback. You don't want to pay just to have a quarterback. This is a bad spot to be in, folks. I'm telling y'all. Now I'm giving y'all from a Bucs perspective, a Bucs fan perspective. This is not a good spot to be in. Because you signed a quarterback to a 1-year deal, $4 million with incentives. He checked some boxes on incentives. And then the OC was 1 year on his first year. And then after his first year, the OC gone. Can't do it. You can't do that, man. So the Bucs got 2 options. Resign Baker to another 1-year deal with year 2, year 3 options with a 3-year contract with a year-to-year option base. Or you go get a quarterback. Let's keep it 100. You go get your OC and get your quarterback and let them 2 be together. Do the Bucs go get a veteran OC? Or do they go get a young OC, a quarterback coach that wants to be an OC? What about hiring Brad Isaac? Let him be the OC. Right? The problem with Baker is he hasn't been consistent. That's a problem. That's my only issue, because if he was consistent and he'd been playing at a high level for, 3-4 years, yeah, you cut him the contract. I'm just saying. Here's the Fins fan right here. Good point. Fins over everything. I'm a diehard Fins fan. I feel FEEL. I get what you're saying though. I feel that way about Tua. And he's more proven than Baker. See, so with Tua Tagovailoa and Baker Mayfield, similar type of quarterback builds. They both about 6 foot. They both short. They both not elite. The Dolphins are not picking up. I don't think they should pick the Bucs. I mean, the Dolphins are going to pick up Tua's 5th-year option, probably, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, fans on everything. They're probably going to pick his 5th-year option up. Because you got to be careful cutting Tua a big contract. Because guys make him look good. He don't make guys look good. And to me, Tua, they picked the 5th year. Okay, they already did. Okay, cool. To me, Tua is not an alpha dog. That's what I think. I think the makeup of Tua, in my opinion, and fans over everything, you know what I mean, you can cut in on this. I don't believe Tua has the alpha dog in him, the it factor at quarterback. But that's in my opinion. Because how I look at quarterbacks, I need an alpha. I need an alpha. Similar, Baker Mayfield and Tua is similar, but Baker is more of an alpha than Tua. Tua needs Baker Mayfield's attitude. Tua to me is too soft. I think he's limited, and he needs a stacked roster. He needs a stacked roster to look good. The Dolphins had to give Tyreek Hill a ton of money for Tua to look good. Think about that. They had to give Tua, they had to pay Tyreek Hill $126 million for him to look good. That should tell you everything right there. And even with Tyreek Hill, they still ain't go nowhere. They got bounced. Went to Kansas City and choked. It was too cold for him. Hands too small. Arm not strong enough. Don't have the willpower. Don't have the cojones. I'm just saying. So when you look at the Bucs situation, you got to be careful. It makes you really open your eyes up as a Bucs fan. And this is unfortunate too, because everybody's kind of like, all right, Todd Bowles coming back, Dave Canales coming back, Baker Mayfield coming back, guaranteed. We're gonna run it back. We're gonna see what we got in year 2, development, yada yada yada. And then this happened. The bomb hits. With no OC now. And then, matter of fact, we don't have an OC or a quarterback. Because remember, this was a 1-year deal. So once the new year starts, we don't have a quarterback. We don't have a quarterback and we don't have an OC. That is a terrible situation to be in for Todd Bowles. And we got a first place schedule. It's getting spooky out here. It's getting spooky. As I wrap this up, Bucs fans, you got to ask yourself. The Bucs, as of right now, have no quarterback or coach or OC. That's a scary sight, folks. As I wrap this video up, and I'll make another video because we got more to talk about. But this is in a way, this is kind of a sad day for the Bucs fan base because we had some expectations going into next season. Baker, Canales, year 2. Okay, Baker got a contract. It was kind of like, it was almost like, oh, we already know what we got going on. All we got to do is work on All we gotta do is work on the O-line, D-line. Oh, nah. Now the Bucs got to work on the OC and quarterback situation and what direction they're going to head in. Do they want to go young and get a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract? Or do they want to cut Baker $25 to $30 million, 25 mil, $30 million, 25 to 30, between 25 and $30 million to be the quarterback for the Bucs on option years? Or you take a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract, and that allows you to have a lot of flexibility, build the roster up, get younger, even more younger, and more talented. You got a couple trade pieces. Well, you don't have any more trade pieces. Well, you do have a couple trade pieces, but Devin White not coming back. Mike Evans is up in the air. All this stuff that people were saying about guarantee this and guarantee that, it's not guaranteed, folks, anymore. It's not guaranteed. The Bucs are even in a more awkward situation. Think about that, folks. The Bucs are even in a more awkward situation because not just from a player personnel standpoint, moving forward, the OC, the quarterback situation. It was really bad timing. Exactly. It was piss poor timing. Like, damn. But the beautiful thing about it is, at least the Bucs got options. The only quarterback on the roster right now is Kyle Trask. And I don't think they're going to stick with him. I don't think they're going to roll into the season with Kyle Trask as the quarterback, in my opinion. After he's been with the organization a few years, and I don't see him, and then they probably could do what they did with, Green Bay with Jordan Love. Maybe they could do with Kyle Trask. I don't know. But as of right now, the Bucs don't have a signed and sealed quarterback, and they definitely don't have an OC. So, folks, we will continue this conversation in a later day, maybe tomorrow, maybe this weekend, maybe this weekend, and I'll open the locker room up. But I want y'all to think about this for the next couple of days. Get y'all thoughts together. And when I open the locker room up this weekend, I want y'all to talk, man. Go look, scavenge around chat rooms and Panthers groups and stuff like that, and look at the OC hiring, possible OCs, and the options at quarterback for the Bucs. Everything's not a give me. Everything's not a giving, folks. The Bucs got more issues to deal with. Already had the O-line, D-line, secondary, Mike Evans situation, Devin White situation, Levante Davis situation. Now we got to deal with the OC and the quarterback situation. Even the quarterback situation, even more. So now the priority is OC and quarterback. Do the Bucs go young at quarterback, a rookie OC, or a veteran OC and a young quarterback, and build from there? Kind of a semi-rebuild? Or do they go find a veteran coordinator and re-sign Baker or Kirk Cousins? At least the Bucs got options. I would say that. The Bucs do have options. Mom, for Christ. You tripping, man. Call that man a snake. But anyway, shouts out to all the Piracy Bandits. Thank y'all for joining. Sorry, guys and ladies. The locker room did not open today. I have to wrap this up. I got class in 1 minute, but we will have this conversation this weekend. So y'all get y'all thoughts together. And when I open up the locker room, come in swinging. Don't hit me though. Come in swinging. Let it be known how you feel about the situation. But remember, facts over feelings. Okay? Fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag transitional year. Hashtag life after Brady. Hashtag in light we trust. Hashtag what is this? Hashtag why? Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't coach it. I don't play the game. I just talk about it. Hashtag probability versus possibility. Hashtag surprise. Surprise. Hashtag shake and bake. Hashtag pay Mike. Man, it's head scratching right here, folks. I'll see y'all this weekend, man. I'm out, man. Y'all have a good evening. Enjoy y'all night. I'm out.